All right, let's get started with this quick 10-minute Warrior One flow. You shouldn't need any props, so if you're ready to go, come up to the top of your mat. We'll start in Tadasana, big toes together or separated up to fist width distance, grounding down into all four corners, slight bend in your knees. Pelvis is what? It's neutral. It just means that you're not being lazy in your pose. Spine nice and strong. Imagine you have that string at the back of the crown of your head, finding that little bit of extra length in each vertebrae. Hands by your side, shoulders relaxed away from your ears, gaze out in front of you. And then with any practice, I love to begin with a cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, just as your transition period, as your reset period, as the moment that you can tell your body that these next 10 minutes are just for me, and just sort of pushing anything that's going on in the outside world just away. So take as many breaths like that as you need. And when you're ready, just start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. On your next exhale, ground down into all four corners of your feet. Inhale, arms reach out to the side, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees slightly as you tip at your pelvis and fold towards the ground. Nice flat back as your head and hands hang. Bring your hands to your shin on your inhale. Come up halfway, draw your shoulders back, gaze straight down in front of you. Exhale, fold, nice bend in your knees again, head and hands hang. On your inhale, ground into your feet as you rise up, leading with the back of the crown of your head, flat back all the way up till your palms touch overhead. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Beautiful job. Let's do it right away again. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, flat back, fold, hinging at your hips. Inhale, come up to your monkey, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, fold, nice bend in your knees, just looking to warm up the hamstrings, not pull them. Inhale, rise up, nice flat back all the way till your palms touch overhead, and then exhale, hands down to heart center. Beautiful job. Bring your hands to your hips and start to send your left foot back about 3 to 5 feet. It really depends on how tall you are and how warm your hamstrings are. Now, feet are on opposite planes. So if you imagine railroad tracks, not that wide, but separate planes. Front toes point forward, back toes are pointed towards the front left corner of your mat. Now start to bend into your front knee. Knee comes directly on top of your ankle. Hips forward. So if you need to take your left hand on your left hip and kind of yank it back, do that. Now notice, does your back heel lift up when you do that? If it does, just take a shorter stance. We just need to do some more warming up on the hamstrings. Hips are forward, pelvis is neutral. If any of this is causing your back heel to come up, if you're feeling a ton of strain down this back leg, just shorten your stance, okay? All of our bodies, very, very different. All of our heights, very, very different. Chest points forward towards the short edge of your mat. Shoulders, relax them away from your ears. And then when you're ready, bring your hands up overhead, palms touch, gaze straight out in front of you. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Now draw your hands down, palms face down along your side. I want you to inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, just start to hinge forward at your hips, keeping your back foot planted. You've got a nice straight line all the way from your head, all the way down to your back heel. Adding a little bit of a core warm up here, warming up the midline of your back, strengthening your core. Now inhale, start to come up again. Bring your arms up to a goal post and maybe just start to lift your chest up towards the sky. Breathing here. Now, As you lift your chest up, I don't want you to dump into your low back. So almost pretend like you have a corset on. You're drawing your front hips towards your back hips, really engaging across your whole core so that you're not dumping into your low back. And the lift is coming from your upper back and your chest. Now on your next exhale, airplane your arms, hinge forward. Inhale, come up, goalpost, lift your chest towards the sky. Exhale one more time, airplane. And inhale one more time, lift your chest, goalpost your arms. And then exhale, draw your hands to your hips. Bring your left foot up to meet the front. Beautiful job. Here in Tadasana. Arms by your side, maybe take a cleansing breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and then hands on your hips. Right foot goes back. Again, totally depends on your height, so play around with this. Find where it feels for you so that when you go to this pose, you're not trying to go somewhere that isn't going to work for your body. You want to be stable and strong before you think about working on any sort of flexibility and lengthening. So front toes are pointed towards the front edge of the mat. Back toes pointed towards the front right corner of the mat. Bend into your front knee. Now take your left hand, draw your left hip back. Both hips point forward. Lift your low ribs away from your hips. Relax your shoulders. If at any point your back heel is lifting, what do? You just shorten your stance. Again, stability. And if you're wobbly, if you feel like you're moving all around like you're not stable, you can move towards a wall, or you can widen your stance just a little bit more. Breathe here. When you're ready, arms come up overhead, wrap your shoulders, close your armpits. Smile. These warriors are meant for you to feel strong, feel beautiful, feel like you are capable of anything. So now start to bring your hands down by your sides, palms point forward, and then just start to hinge at your hip, nice flat back. You should have that straight line all the way down your spine to your heel, firing up the midline of your back, strengthening your core, engage your core. Think about drawing your front hips towards your back. And then on your inhale, come up, goalpost your arms, and with your mid and upper back, start to reach your chest up towards the sky. Neck stays in line with your spine, so don't drop your head way back. Breathe here. Again, make sure that you're not dumping into your low back, so really think about engaging your whole low core. I know it's kind of not the most beautiful visualization, but if you imagine a corset just holding it all in. On your exhale, airplane, hinge forward, fire up your core. Inhale, come up, goalpost your arms, reach up towards the sky with your chest. Exhale, airplane your arms, hinge forward. Inhale, come up, goalpost, mid and upper back. One more time, exhale, airplane, hinge. Inhale, come up, goalpost. And then exhale, hands to your hips. Step up to the front of your mat. Whew. I don't know about you, but my glutes are feeling that. Tadasana. Exhale, ground down into all four corners of your feet. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees, tip your pelvis, fold, plant your hands, and just step back to all fours. Now bring your knees as wide as your mat, big toes touch. Start to send your hips back to modified child's pose, going back to only where it feels good for you. If for some reason it just doesn't feel good to go back, you could put a pillow on top of your heels and then rest on that. And then if it would feel good, forehead to the mat or just stack your fists. Bring your forehead to wherever it feels good for your body, drawing your shoulders back, relaxing down into the mat. Taking a few moments here to just kind of reap the benefits of your short practice before going out into the world. Stay here as long as you would like. Otherwise, just take a moment to thank yourself. The light and energy that's within me, surrounds me, connects us all together, honors and recognizes the light and energy that's within you and around you. Thank yourself for doing something so good just for you, your body, your mind, and your soul. And when you are ready, come out of your child's pose and ready to take your yoga off the mat and into this world. Thanks, Yogi.